Hey everybody, welcome to Music City Story Time. I hope that you're having a great day today. Well, happy 4th of July. I hope that you enjoy yourself tonight, whatever you may do. Cookout, fireworks. But listen, don't do any fireworks without your parents or an adult being around, okay? We want to be safe. Well, we're in Pete the Cat 5-minute bedtime story still. So let's get started and see what the story is for today. Pete the Cat and the Cool Caterpillar. Pete is on a bug hunt. He searches his backyard for something cool. Finally, he spots something. There is a caterpillar on the flower pot. Groovy, Pete says. He scoops up the caterpillar and brings it inside to show to his parents. Oh. You'll need a safe place to keep that little guy, Pete's mom says. She helps him find a big glass jar. Dad pokes lots of tiny holes in the lid. He'll need air to breathe, Pete's dad explains, and he'll need something to eat. Pete goes into the yard. He comes back with leaves for the caterpillar to eat and a twig for it to crawl on. He puts them in the jar. Then he carefully puts in the caterpillar. There you go, little guy, Pete says. I hope you like your new home. Pete puts the lid on the jar and brings it to his room. He wants the caterpillar to be the last thing he sees at night and the first thing he sees in the morning. Oh, how sweet. That night, Pete has dinner with his parents. He brushes his teeth and puts on his pajamas. Then he climbs into bed. Good night, Mom, says Pete. Good night, Dad. Good night, Caterpillar. Sleep tight. I'll see you in the morning. But when Pete wakes up in the morning, the caterpillar is not in its jar. Mom! Dad! Pete calls. It's gone! My caterpillar is gone! Pete's parents come to look at the jar. I don't understand, Pete says sadly. The lid is still on. Where could it have gone? No. Pete's dad looks inside the jar. Then he starts to smile. Your caterpillar isn't gone, Pete, he says. It's just changed. Pete's dad points to a sack hanging from the twig. That's called a pupa, he says. The caterpillar is in there. Pete looks at the jar. Will it stay in there forever, he asks. Pete's mom shakes her head. No, it won't. It's changing into something else. Just give it time. You'll see. What is it going to become? Pete asks. It's a surprise, Pete's mom says. Be patient. It will be worth the wait. That afternoon, Callie comes for a visit. What's in the jar? She asks Pete. It was a caterpillar, Pete says. Mom said it will turn into something else, eventually. Callie looks at the jar. When do you think it will change? Pete shrugs. Soon, I hope. The next day, Gus comes over. Did it change yet? He asks. Pete shakes his head. Not yet. A few days later, Marty visits. Anything yet? He asks. Pete shakes his head again. Nothing. It just hangs there, not doing anything at all. Pete waits and waits and waits. The caterpillar seems to be taking forever to change. Mom, Pete says, how can you be sure it will do something? It will, says Pete's mom. Just be patient. Dad, Pete says, what if there's something wrong with the caterpillar? What if it can't change? It can, says Pete's dad. It just takes time. You'll see. Pete studies the jar. He hopes his parents are right. Then suddenly, the pupa begins to shake. Mom! Dad! Pete shouts. It's happening! As Pete watches, the pupa cracks and something starts to move around. A head pokes out, then some legs, and 2 colorful wings. The caterpillar has changed into a beautiful butterfly. Oh, wow! Pete and his parents bring the jar to the park. It's time to set the butterfly free. Pete opens the jar and the butterfly flutters into the air. It flaps around in a small circle and comes to a rest right on Pete's nose. Pete giggles. "That's Eagles," he says. The butterfly sits there for another moment and then flaps its wings and flies away. Pete looks up at it. He is sad to see his new friend go, but he is also happy for the butterfly. "Goodbye, butterfly," he calls. "I'll miss you." Oh. The next day, Pete heads back out to the park. He sees all of his friends. Now they are all on a bug hunt. "Your caterpillar was so cool. I want to see what I can find," Kelly says. "So far, I found this big pile of ants. Look, they're building an ant hill." "Groovy," Pete says. "I found a ladybug," says Gus. "Look, it has 9 spots. Nice," Pete says. "Hey, Pete," Marty calls. "Take a look at this spider. It caught a fly." "Neat," says Pete. "Want to watch it with me for a while?" Marty asks. Pete shakes his head. "No thanks," he says. "Oh, I'm off to find another caterpillar." Oh, what a cute story. I hope you enjoyed it for today. And listen, always remember, you are special. Until next time.